Hi everyone, I'm FMZ and welcome to another experiment on the channel. Now, Derby County have been deducted an additional 9 points onto the 12 that they already had. So what I've done is I've used the database to change that to minus 21 to reflect real life. And I've appointed a manager with the hope to keep them in the championship. And we'll see who that is shortly. But before we do, if you enjoy today's video, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel but would like to do so, please click that subscribe button down the corner. And also don't forget to click that notification bell to know when a new video goes up on the channel. Shall we meet our manager? I think we should. So I gave the job to probably the best manager in the world, and that is Pep Guardiola. He has an almighty task on his hand. Can he keep Derby up from minus 21? Let's find out, shall we? Let's skip on to the end of August and see how they're getting on. So here we are at the end of August, and they've had an okay start to the season, have Derby County. Win over Peterborough, win over Hull, and a draw with Huddersfield. So let's see what that's done points-wise. So they're currently on minus 14, so they've drawn 7 back already from the 5 games that they've played. That's a good start, really, to the season for Derby. Still leaves them miles from safety, but it's a start. Moving on to September, and they've had an okay few results in September. A win over Birmingham, a win over Stoke, and a draw with West Brom, which is a very big result for them, but coupled with defeats to Sheffield United and to Reading. So let's see where they are in the table. So another 7 points from September takes them on to minus 7. And the gap is closing to the sides above them. They've done so well to start the season, Derby, in the form that they have. Can they keep it up in October? And they have, to a certain degree. Wins over Preston, wins over Luton, but coupled with defeats against Coventry, Blackburn and Swansea City. So just the 6 points from October. Let's see what that's done to the table. It moves them on to minus 1, with them 11 points from safety at this point, which isn't an unbridgeable gap. 11 points is, it's 3 wins and a draw at this point. You've just got to hope that the sides above them don't keep winning, which doesn't seem to be happening. No one seems to be getting away from them quite as much at the moment. Let's go to the start of December and see how November went. Looking at November, just the 2 points from it. But against Fulham, that's a great result for them. And against Barnsley, they would have wanted to win that given where Barnsley were in the table when we last saw them. Defeats against QPR, Bournemouth and Millwall. See what it's done to the table. So they're in to positive KD for the first time, onto 1 point, 15 from safety. Barnsley have picked up a few draws since we were last together, but now we come to the busy Christmas period. Can they pick up any results in December? And they did have a relatively good December, only losing to Bristol City and Cardiff, but beating Blackpool, beating West Brom, which is a huge result, and beating Stoke City as well. What's that done to the table? So it moves them on to 10 points. They're only 12 points from safety now. They are edging ever closer to Barnsley, who must be looking over their shoulder wondering that Derby are coming at them. Will the new year bring renewed hope for the Rams? The answer, not really. Just the 1 point from January, but only the 4 league games played within that time. Defeats to Reading, Sheffield United and to Nottingham Forest. Let's see what that 1 point has done. Move them on to 11 points, but they are 17 points from safety now. Barnsley have dropped into the bottom 3 after a relatively poor January themselves. So the gap has grown. The task has got harder. Can they revitalise themselves at the end of February? The answer is in the affirmative. Wins over Hull, wins over Huddersfield, Peterborough are big results for them. 9 points from those. A draw with Middlesbrough, making it 10 from the month. Beats against Millwall and Luton, the only blots on the copybook. Has it brought them any closer to safety though? So they've moved on to 21 points. 12 points from safety. Look at the goal difference. -3 the best goal difference out of the bottom 6. Even better than some of the sides above that. So they're doing alright. They just need some more wins on the board. Let's go to the end of March and see where we are. Not many games in the month of March. Not many points to go with it, sadly. Blackburn, the only shining light. The draw with Barnsley. Again, they didn't beat Barnsley, who were down there with them. That would be a precious 2 points drop, particularly at home this time. So let's see what the position looks like. They have actually moved closer to safety as a result of that. They are 11 points away. 25 points so far in the season. 7 games left to play. It's surely not possible from this point, but let's find out at the end of April and see where they are. So here we are at the end of April, and they've given themselves a fighting chance. Have Derby County. Wins over Preston and Swansea. Narrow defeat to Fulham. Draw with QPR. Bit of a humping by Bristol City, but that draw with Blackpool. Is it going to be enough to keep them up, or to at least move them up to 23rd in the table? Sadly, it's not going to be enough to keep them up. 10 points from safety, which is disappointing, but they've given it a hell of a go. Let's finish off the season and see how the final table looks. So Derby said goodbye to the Championship with a draw against Cardiff City. What did that do to the final table? It meant that Derby finished the season on 34 points. 11 points from safety. Had they got the 21 back, they'd be on 55 points. They'd have been well clear of relegation. But for Pep Guardiola to get this team up to 34 points, I mean, a minus 21 deficit, you just don't stay up from that. So for them to even get as close as they got is an achievement. 15 wins, 10 draws, 21 defeats. They had one of the best records in the bottom half. They won more games than anybody up to Cardiff City. It was just the draws that let them down. If they could have converted those 2 draws with Barnsley into wins, that would have made the picture so much better. It may well not have saved them, but it has certainly brought them closer to staying up. So Pep Guardiola, sadly, couldn't keep Derby in the Championship. I wonder if anybody else can. And that's what we'll be potentially trying next time around. If you want to suggest a manager for me to put in charge of Derby to see if he can keep them up, let me know in the comments. Also, if you've enjoyed today's video, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and would like to do so, please click that subscribe button down in the corner. I will see you next time for another experiment. Until then, thanks for watching. Goodbye.